It's Janelle. It's been a minute. Well, actually, not that long. I went off on like a rant on Saturday, but it's been a minute since I've come to you about sports. Now, get right into it because this is just a short recap about the fight last night on Versus. It was UFC. It was Jon Jones, light heavyweight, versus Vladimir Matyushenko, who is an old vet basically. He was the man in his day. Now he's kind of, I don't want to call him a stepping stone, but the young up and comer comes along and he beats Matyushenko and it's like, oh, he's pretty good. He's that guy now, unfortunately. And unfortunately, Jon Jones, that's exactly what he did to him. Stepped right on him. Put on my glasses real quick. Sorry about the glare, but I want to go ahead and recap the fight and also give you my fight predictions for UFC that's coming up on Saturday. UFC 117, Silva versus Sonnen. So, all right, let's go ahead and start with the Jones fight, though. It was real quick, like I said. What? Minute and a half? Something like that. Yeah, minute and a half, something like that. So they're going around sparring. You're, kind of filling each other out in the circle, doing the circle game. And throwing a little couple kicks, couple punches here, filling each other out. Then Jones throws basically a straight front kick to the gut, kicks him, pushes him away a little bit. Matyushenko, I know I'm not saying that right. Vladimir then comes in with a right hook, basically, and Jones ducks underneath it, takes him down with ease. With ease. The guy's so long, his reach advantage was, oh my, I gotta get the stats on that, but the reach advantage was very clear. And yeah, so ducks under the punch, gets Vladimir on the ground. Vladimir's got him in half guard for a couple seconds, gets into the side control, just working position, and then he gets a mounted crucifix. And he just started dropping down elbows, and the ref stopped the fight about a minute or so into it. So yeah, he beat him easy. It was a very easy win for him. So I think he's ready. I don't know. I know his camp is trying to pick and choose who he fights. They don't want him to. They want him to get better and better, which he has been. He's been getting better and better. He's a light heavyweight though, and that division is stacked. So I say let's see what he's got. Get him in there against Force, someone who can take a punch and really brawl. Get him in there against, because guys, he's a good puncher, good wrestler. Get him in there against, I say Vanderlei Silva, because we all know he's lost a step since Pride, but he won his last match, and he's a good fighter. He's never going to be the way he was in Pride, and mainly because the UFC has stricter rules on the enhancers and things that they can use. That's why. I'm not going to say steroids, because there's plenty of over-the-counter stuff that you can get at GNC that is not allowed on professional sports. Is like their do not take list. Football, basketball, they all have them. And they're like, says over-the-counter stuff that's not on those lists. And it's crazy because there's new enhancements and things that come out like every day, and they'll be legal or able, you could be able to take them for a while, and then 6 months later they'll figure out, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and ban this one too, and the athlete might get tested and still have it in the system and get in trouble. So it's, it's a kind of messed up, but I'm not gonna say steroids. But we all know a lot of the Pride fighters they was on something. Came to UFC and they got off that something, and you can tell. Yeah. But like I said, Silva, or did I say Vanderlei or Anderson? I meant to say Vanderlei. If I said Anderson, I meant to say Vanderlei. Vanderlei just won his last fight. He's back on. So I think that'd be a good fight for Jon Jones. Like I said, Chuck Liddell, get him in there with somebody else who has a nice long reach. That'd be a nice test for him. If he could beat Chuck. Keith Jardine's up in there. He's not ready for Shogun. Shogun is just that Muay Thai, and he's just so accurate and precise. And I don't know if he's ready for a precise fighter. Like, I don't. He's not ready for Machida, in my opinion. Rampage, well, hell, the way Rampage and Evans looked the last fight, go on and give him the Rampage. That was a boring boring fight if you saw the Rampage Evans fight. After all that shit talking, boring, disappointing fight. Alright, so that's the recap of that. Like I said, whooped Matyushenko's ass. So let me go and give you my fight predictions for Saturday, UFC 117. Start from the bottom, make our way to the top. You know, these undercards, some of these people I haven't really seen, so I'm just going to talk about the people I know. That's a lot of people I don't really know on this card. Okay, well, here we go. Roy Nelson. He was the heavyweight Ultimate Fighter, so not this last season, but the season before. The season with Evans and Rashad. Or Evans and, you know, damn, quitting. Rampage Jackson. I was trying to say Rampage, that's what it was. Anyway, Roy Nelson and Junior Dos Santos. Both good fighters. Both fighters I've seen, you know, many fights on. Roy Nelson's good, but I hate him because he's so boring. And I think that the way he wins is just lame. It's like in old school Mortal Kombat or something, when your person would, they kick you in the air or something, and before you can even get back down, they just keep kicking you and won't even let you get a chance to, like, get your footing again so you can fight. That's kind of how Roy Jones is. It's just lame. He puts that big old belly, gets in the crucifix, puts that big ass belly all over your face and your chest, and you literally cannot get him off of you. And he just sits there and he rabbit punches you. And because you can't move, the ref has to stop the fight. Not because he drew blood or he submitted you or anything exciting. So that's why I can't stand Roy Nelson. But he wins. He's got 16-4, good record. Junior Dos Santos, I know he knows jiu-jitsu. And he's a way more exciting fighter. Everyone's more exciting than Roy. So I hope he wins just because Roy is boring. So I'm hating. Hate. Matt Hughes and Ricardo Almeida. I've seen the Ricardo kid fight once. Matt Hughes looked great in the last fight. He's looking good, period. As far as fighting, he's kind of looking like he's got a little second win. He doesn't look old. So, in his weight division, he's same division as George St. Pierre, and he could probably take everyone in that weight class, welterweight, in that weight class, except George St. Pierre. He can't beat George. George has beaten him twice. Like I say, he looks good, and I think he's going to beat this Ricardo kid. Just the experience and all, and he looks strong, and, you know. Next fight, Clay Guida and Rafael Dos Anjos. I haven't seen this Rafael kid, I don't think. If I have, you know, he was an under after the main event card. Clay Guida I've seen many times. He's always feisty. Always puts on a good match. Actually, in his last couple of fights he won, he always gets bloody too. He's pretty exciting, so should be good. We got John Finch and Thiago Alves. Seen them both. Alves, pretty exciting. Fitch, he's kind of a working man's fighter, you know, along the lines of Forrest Griffin. Should be a good fight as well. Anderson Silva, main event, and Chael Sonnen. I've seen them both fight. Both guys are good. This Sonnen guy is on a roll. He's won his last couple of fights. I just can't. How do you choose against Anderson Silva? He's so good, it's sickening. I actually want him to lose because then it'll be exciting. No one can take this damn middleweight championship from him. I don't know. Maybe this guy will get a lucky win. Rich Franklin was the closest, and he got his ass whooped. Dan Henderson won a round from Anderson. I think that was the first time we ever seen Anderson win a round. Anderson was pissed off too. You could tell he came back in that second round and was like, okay, fight's over. Knee. And it was over. So I can't go against Anderson. Gonna win. I just hope it's exciting. The last fight, I didn't like it because Anderson was just playing with the guy and it was boring. He was just toying with him. He just kind of making the fight last. It was boring. It was kind of a lot of ego in it, and, you know, I didn't care for all that. So hopefully this guy will make the fight interesting. That's my prediction. Anderson will win. Hopefully an interesting fight. He's gonna win though. He's gonna win. He's too precise. He's like the way Roy Jones Jr. was back in his day. He would only throw, like 30 or 40 punches around, but they all connected. That's how Anderson is. Everything he throws connects, and it connects hard. And it's like, everything hits you in the face. You could be standing, he could have his back to you. Damn, he hit me in the face. He's just one of those people. He's in the prime of his life. And in the middleweight division, I just don't think he has any competition. I think he should move up. Let somebody else have that middleweight title so that division can get exciting again. Put him in. Him and Shogun Hua. Let's do it. I think that'll be very exciting. So that's it for that. Other news, the Jets, which is my football team, the New York Jets, we have not signed a deal with Revis. He has not come to training camp. He's under contract, but he's holding out because he wants more money. We had him for 4 years, and he's supposed to get a tentative 20 in the last 6 years, and a tentative 20 in the last 2 years, but it was tentative. Of course, he's the best cornerback in the league. And this last year, he really just broke out and showed it. And now he wants more money. I think an agent probably got in his head, and it's kind of messed up. I want him. The New York Jets said they offered him 3 deals in the last 72 hours, and he wouldn't even agree to meet with them. So every day he's not at training camp, he gets fined like 13 grand. I don't know what's going to happen. We have a great team. We got Cromartie from San Diego, so to have Cromartie on one side and Revis on the next, we're going to be sick. Revis, Ryan, whatever we got to do. Rex Ryan, though, he said whatever we got to do to get him back, get him back. It was funny. One of his quotes was, he said, I don't care when Revis decides to come back. He's starting. If he signs a contract the day before the first game, he's starting. And I'm with you. Let's just get it together, please. And the other thing is the league is really, really, really considering expanding the season to 18 games. That'll be interesting. I want it as a fan, but someone brought up a good point. The players kind of don't want it because it's so much wear and tear on their body. And yeah, it is. The average lineman dies at 54. It's ridiculous. So I agree with that. I don't know, but I want more football. I don't know what to do. I want more football. Or less baseball or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. More gymnastics. More volleyball. Okay? Give me some more volleyball. But that's about it. Yeah, the MMA, Anderson's going to win. Jon Jones won decisively. The Jets haven't really reached an agreement with Revis. He's holding out. And there might be 2 more NFL games in 2012. So, soon. That's it. Goodbye for now. Ladies, make your own money. Sign your checks. Make your own money. Sign your checks.